Dimanche Boxing post-fight review. Erislandy Lara versus Ramon Alvarez. Canoli's brother. And Erislandy Lara makes easy work, man. Makes easy work out of the Mexican Ramon Alvarez. Erislandy Lara was using his jab from round one, blasting that right hand, dictating the ring generalship. The guy Ramon Alvarez really has no head movement whatsoever. Almost every punch Erislandy Lara threw tonight landed. But that's not nothing new. That's what he does. I remember when Floyd Mayweather was in his prime, or actually not so much in his prime, but his last few years on Showtime. Erislandy Lara was the second most accurate puncher in total punches, jabs, and power punches behind Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? And I think third was Chocolatito. You know what I mean? This a few years ago when Floyd was active. So that's nothing new. That's what Erislandy Lara does. Doesn't necessarily waste any punches. Every punch he throws it with deliberation and accuracy. You know what I mean? So he was using his jab. The guy has no head movement. He was tagging him. In the second round, that's where Erislandy Lara ended this guy, Ramon Alvarez. You know what I mean? He caught him with the right hook from the southpaw stance that stunned the man, Ramon Alvarez. Then Erislandy Lara proceeded with like three consecutive left hands. Them left hands put the man, Ramon Alvarez, through the ropes. You know what I mean? The referee calls it a standing 8 count. That's a knockdown. You know what I mean? If the ropes weren't there, he would most definitely had hit the canvas. He damn near went through the ropes. That's a standing 8 count. Erislandy Lara doesn't jump on him immediately. He uses his jab. He's using his jab, trying to get his man out of position. Then he blasts a left hand. Boom, catches him. Hurts the man, backs him up on the ropes. Erislandy Lara proceeds to just throwing couple jabs and more left hands. Referee has to stop the fight. Another victory for Erislandy Lara. You know what I mean? Got to get the guy Brian Castano, the last guy Erislandy Lara fought, that guy from Argentina, tough, rough, and rugged guy who comes forward. Got to give him credit for even getting the draw. That's what I had scored it. I had scored it a draw, that fight with Castano. I mean, Ramon Alvarez didn't even make weight. He came into this fight at 159 pounds in a 154-pound um, not title fight, but sanctioned fight. You know what I mean? This guy probably obviously doesn't take his training camp seriously, or probably his training regimen seriously, to come in at 159 pounds in a 154-pound fight. These are kind of results you're gonna get. He's gonna get blasted up out of there in 1 or 2 rounds. And Erislandy Lara is not known for being a power puncher, but this guy was tailor made for Erislandy Lara. Guy don't move his head. He's straight in line for straight right hands and the power shots with the left. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all thought about Erislandy Lara on his PBC on Fox debut, if I'm not mistaken. This is the first time I've ever seen him on terrestrial TV on Fox for the whole country to see for free. Thank you, Al Heyman. Big up to the PBC. Matter of fact, speaking of that, the first fight on this card was a guy by the name of a heavyweight, Frankie Cruz. I think Frankie Cruz, Cuban heavyweight. He fought a guy from Puerto Rico. Okay, and this guy from Puerto Rico, this fight was a sanctioned fight by the WBO. So much for Al Heyman and them boycotting the WBO. This is a PBC on Fox card. The guy came in, the big heavyweight from Puerto Rico. I can't remember his name, you know what I mean? The guy came in with his WBO patch on his robe and WBO patch on his trunks. WBO sanctioned fight on PBC. So much for people saying that Al Heyman and them boycotted the PBC. I tried to look for any kind of articles that have said that they boycott. Let me hear this guy Erislandy Lara one time. Hold up. First of all, I want to thank Team Alvarez. Thank you for giving me the work that I needed today. Let me hear what he got to say. Let me see if he calls anybody out. He got a WBO regular title. Let's see if he calls out J. Rock Williams, or the winner of J. Rock Williams versus Hurd, or will he call out the winner of Tony Harrison versus Jamel Charlo? Yeah, man. So much for the WBO, man. WBO had a sanctioned fight tonight on PBC. I know it makes the Al Heyman haters very upset. I know y'all in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? You try to show fake love like you like the idea of PBC earlier. You know what I'm saying? But people's true colors is showing how all of a sudden PBC is bad for boxing. The only entity in boxing that's providing free boxing on terrestrial TV on Fox 5 for the whole country to see is bad for boxing. Yeah, alright, whatever. Uh oh. They talking about Jamel Charlo. Let me hear. Let's hear what Lara got to say. He's an old veteran. Let's see who he calls out. Let's see who he calls out. Jared. Oh. Erislandy Lara calls out Errol Spence Jr. and Canelo Alvarez. Wow. You damn sure ain't getting no cannoli rematch. Errol Spence versus Lara will be a very good fight. I'd be entertained. I'd watch that fight. Zulu Mbuyoke. Mbuyoke in the chat. What's happening? He says, who thought Alvarez stood a chance? I didn't say anybody said that he stood a chance. I know that Erislandy Lara is going to win this fight. That's why I didn't even make a breakdown and prediction video. I knew this guy, Ramon Alvarez, is not on the American Dream, Erislandy Lara's level. Let me tell you about Erislandy Lara. You know, Erislandy Lara, this guy's from Cuba. He's living an American dream. You know what I'm saying? For him, he makes about 1 million a fight. For him, that's cool. You know what I mean? I love Erislandy Lara, always have. But I'm not gonna lie, he hasn't tested himself so much in the last so many since the Cannoli fight in 2014. 2014. Was it 2014? Yes, 2014 on Showtime. Cannoli's pay-per-view. I believe that was his first pay-per-view. He hasn't quite tested himself. I'm a fan of Erislandy Lara. But when he was gonna fight the man Jared Hurd, I knew Jared Hurd would win that fight because that was the toughest dude that the man Erislandy Lara had fought in years, in like 4 years. And the guy Jared Hurd was on a win streak. He was running through everybody in the division. You know what I mean? So Erislandy Lara right now, I hope he's trying to get big fights like how Alvarez, I'm sorry, Kovalev is trying to get big fights because the time is near, man. Erislandy Lara right now, he can't beat Jared Hurd. I don't know if he beats J. Rock Williams. He has a better chance at beating J. Rock Williams than Hurd. Styles make fights. You know what I mean? J. Rock Williams is a good boxer. Erislandy Lara is a master boxer. You know what I mean? That's the difference. I think also Erislandy Lara, if he doesn't get caught with nothing serious, he can beat Jamel Charlo. He'll beat him easier than he would J Rock. You know what I mean? Tony Harrison, he's also a good boxer. And pending any power shots, and Tony Harrison can crack too. You know what I mean? When Tony Harrison was undefeated before his first loss, them fellas was like 22 and 0 with 20 KOs. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of players for the man Erislandy Lara to fight at 154. Hopefully he can get the winners of these rematches that we need to take place before 2020, before 2019 ends. You know what I mean? Zaza Sealy, what's good with you, Zaza? Zazie, excuse me. Canelo is out of reach right now, to be honest. Exactly. Yeah, he's not. And Canelo would have gave him that rematch. It would have happened 4 or 5 years ago. So that's not happening. That was a bad fight. I thought Erislandy Lara won that fight. That was a bad matchup style for the man Canoli. Tax Tact said Hurd lost that fight. No, he didn't. No, sir, he did not lose that fight. Stop playing with me. Them fellas dropped Erislandy Lara in the final round. Now, look, if you want to go as far as saying that fight was a draw, well, the deciding factor was the 12th round where the man Erislandy Lara got dropped. So stop that. The man didn't win that fight. Did you see his face? The man looked like E.T. at the end of that fight. And I'm a fan of Erislandy Lara. Probably bigger fan than you are. You know what I mean? Real talk. I know when Erislandy Lara's won fights, and I know when he lost. I'm not biased for nothing, you know what I mean? I thought the guy lost to Carlos Molina, the child molester, a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I thought the man Canoli lost to Erislandy Lara, and I thought um, uh, Lara beat Paul Williams. So he's had some controversial decisions in his career. But the fight with Jared Hurd, when the judges first said majority decision, I was like, what the fuck? I had that fight actually 8 rounds to 4. No BS, no bias thing. But it is what it is. The right man won. Nobody can convince me different. All right. Yeah, Zaza Silly man looked like E.T. man. His face, man, his eyes was all puffy. He was leaking from the mouth and nose. Anybody who thought that man won that fight, I can't do nothing for you, man. Like Flavor Flav say. Okay. Yes, Zulu Nyambuke says, Nyaboy, Buyoke says, yes, sir, 2014, and I agree. He needs another challenge. Good content, bro. Give thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man, and I'm a fan of Lara, but you know when he was fighting guys like Delvin Rodriguez, Jan Zavik, rematches with Vanis Matarosen, and he wasn't quite active. I mean, the writing was on the wall, and a lot of people picked Erislandy Lara to win that fight. That's because a lot of people don't believe or don't rate the guy Jared Hurd, because even in their post-fight reviews, they was in their feelings. You know what I mean? Some who thought even, yeah, they picked Lara to win the fight, but had to give it up for Jared Hurd. But they were in their feelings, like they still didn't want to give the guy props. But it is what it is, man. You know, Jared Hurd, he's also got some redemption to do his damn self. Okay. Y2AKU. What's happening, Y2AKU? He says Lara versus Charlo. That'd be a good fight, but Charlo is not going nowhere near Erislandy Lara till he gets that rematch with Tony Harrison. You know what I mean? You know, or maybe you're talking about Jamal Charlo. You talking about Jamal Charlo? I believe they um, don't they got the same trainer? Yeah, they got this. Don't they? I think they got the same trainer, right? Yeah, he's still with Ronnie Shields. You know what I mean? They got the same trainer. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, if Jamal Charlo, look, friends and sparring partners can give each other title match, can fight each other. Julio Cesar Chavez fought his neighbor and best friend in what's the guy's name? Julio Cesar Chavez fought what's that guy's name, man? Damn, got a brain freeze right now. Damn, man, I'm seeing his face. The guy who fought Pernell Whitaker and Edwin El Chapo Rosario. What's his name? Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez. You know what I mean? That's the man who's Julio Cesar Chavez neighbor and the godfather to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Baby Chavez. But they fought each other. I seen two DC guys back in the late '80s. Simon Brown and Maurice Blocker. You know what I mean? Both of them was guys who used to train in the Latin Connection gym from Pepe Correa up here in Columbia Heights. You know what I'm saying? Washington, D.C. They fought each other for unification. You know what I mean? So, hey, if Jamal Charlo will give Erislandy Lara a title shot right now, even though he's a junior middleweight, I wouldn't be mad at that fight one bit. You know what I mean? And Erislandy Lara has a good shot at winning that fight. You know what I'm saying? Mex Mex California Chicano, what's happening with you, man? He says that's the only Class C fighter that Lara can beat. But when it comes to Class A fighters, always loses. Um, I thought he beat Canoli, and Canoli's a Class A fighter. He didn't get the W on paper, but a lot of people, including myself, had Erislandy winning that fight. You know what I mean? Um, if you consider the man Jared Hurd a Class A fight at the time, he was at 154 pounds. But he when he fought Lara, but Lara just wasn't fucking with them at that time, man. The size difference and the age difference too. You know what I mean? Um, Ronnie Shields wasn't there today. No. Watu AKU says Ronnie Shields wasn't there today. No, he wasn't. Lara switched to Ishmael Salas. That was his trainer today for this fight. You know what I mean? The trainer who trains guys like Jorge Linares. Um, I believe he's even been in Miguel Cotto's corner. Even David Hay and who else? Yeah, David Hayes' corner. I believe in David Hayes' last fight. So it was Ishmael Salas, the trainer tonight. Mex California Chicano says congrats, but those are the only fighters that you can beat Class C. Hey, it sounds like Mex California Chicano's in his feelings because a Mexican fighter in Ramon Alvarez got beat. Hey man, this ain't the channel for no sympathy, man. Your man got beat. You know what I'm saying? And Canoli actually lost to Erislandy Lara. But that's neither here nor there. You sound like you're in your feelings. He can only beat Class C fighters. Well, your Class C fighter got pummeled tonight. Straight up. Mex California Chicano says, I was wondering why Lara didn't fight like that against Canelo. Well, I thought he beat Canelo. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, the fighter that you probably rooting for, Mex Chicano, because you sound like you sounding salty, like you trying to throw water on the man on Erislandy Lara's victory tonight. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he beat a world beater, but at the end of the day, your man didn't even take this fight seriously. He didn't even make weight. He's probably been eating those clenbuterol burgers, clenbuterol beef that cannoli be using. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, I would like to see Erislandy Lara fighting guys like any of the champions out there. He deserves a shot. Hopefully, Jamal Charlo could bless him with another title shot at 160. You know what I mean? You check it. It won't be the first time. Look, I seen Sergey Devchenko and Danny Jacobs. Was it this year or late last year? I believe last year, right? October. I believe it was last year. Yeah, they both trained by that Rozier guy, Terry Rozier, in Brooklyn. They both share the same trainer. You know what I mean? So these fights could happen. Erislandy Lara for the longest, wow, being trained by Ronnie Shields, was always calling out. And actually, Ronnie Shields wasn't even his trainer tonight. Seems like the guy's going to be rolling with Ishmael Salas. You know what I mean? But Erislandy Lara would always call out the Charlo twins, and they'd always be mute, have nothing to say. You know what I mean? They didn't want no smoke with the man Erislandy Lara. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. B Marsh Boxing. Leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all thought about Erislandy Lara blasting out Ramon Alvarez, knocking him out in 2 rounds. Leave your thoughts and comments. Big ups to Mex California Chicano, Raul Alvarez, #1 fan. Big ups to him. He's probably the only Ramon Alvarez fan on the planet. So God give him kudos. Salute. Big ups to Watu AKU. Salute to you. I hope you did your homework on the lineal Tyson Fury not being lineal. Just for your sake, so you could actually, you know what I mean? When it comes to boxing conversation, you could hold your head, you know what I mean? Hold your head above water. Big ups to Zaza Silly, as always. Salute. Big ups to Zulu Nambuyoke. Salute to you, Tax Tact. Big up, big up, big ups to everybody in the chat, and I'm gone.